G'day everyone, back with some more Blue Archive rolls. Here we are with 4th Fest. Sneaking up on us. Where we have Rio, the next major support that it's important to go for, as well as Uniform Nero, who is a really good single target yellow DPS. Of the two, Rio is by far the most important, especially if you already have Mika, but definitely good to attempt to get both, if nothing else. Rio has a unique ability where she essentially makes it to where your DPS can use their EX skill twice in a row, sort of like Swimsuit Hanako can, which is just massive damage burst. And Nero is just ramp up speedy single target damage. Neru your damage ramps up. The faster you can spam out her EX, the quicker it ramps up before it resets. Alright, let's get the pain started, shall we? The old triple Pino. Never would have suspected. Mind you, this is a fest banner, so we have triple raids. My current 2 whiff rolls. Oh, there we go, there's something. Notwithstanding. That's what she said. Not the best of dupes. Hoping we can finally get Hime, Issy, and Mine. Probably the 2 non-face students that I would very much like to get. Oh.
ミレニアムサイエンススクールセミナーの塚月リオよ。最も合理的な答えを 提示してあげる。正義実現委員会羽川蓮美
One down.
先生の指示をお待ちしております。
Good news about Rio is she's pretty much fine at 3-star. I don't think there's any real need to take her above that. So we switch banners. Our we switch banners, right?
任務の延長ですね。トリニティの安全のためならいくらでも協力します。
Lots of goals. Let me double check. Okay, I'll just. Nehru being a TPS, naturally you would want to try to star up if able, but we'll see how Lady Luck provides us, because actually don't have the most Ligma anymore. Okay, there's something. Oh, a double.
試練が怖い。
You like those?
ごきげんよう。あ、ごきげんよう。あ。こんな時間に呼び出すなんて。もちろん全然大丈夫ですけど。今日の件は後日ちゃんと埋め合わせしてもらいますから、覚悟しててくださいね。
That's not a bad pool. Arguably, the Pajama Nora is the more useful of the two, but either way. That one was a waste, and she's farmable now. In fact, she's pretty close, if not already maxed out now. I forget.
Millennium Science 少女を美しくするのはゲヘナ学園説明や解説が必要なら白須あずさ最近トリニティ総合学園に転校してきたばかり
That one was a dud too, since she's already maxed out. You hate to see it.
少女は小柄で隠れやすいごきげんよう。あ、こっちの言葉の方がより自然かもです。はじめまして。本の中の物語のように私たちの物語が始まります。
Little rough patch of rolls.
楽しい一日を始めちゃおう。
Come on, give us Mine, Hime. Not too worried. I didn't mean to click skip there, but it was a bad dupe anyway.
ベリタスの副部長、鏡千尋。
That is.
嬉しい。ゲヘナ学園救急医学部の部長、氷室瀬奈です。
Well,
以後お見知りおきを。
it is what it is.
ミレニアムサイエンス試練が怖いとき、ご主人様と一緒に。
Okay, there's something. Here's something.
任せたわね、先生。パンデモニウムソサエティの情報部長、京極さつきよ。よろしく。ご主人様と一緒に楽しいゲヘナ学園給
Trying
食
to remember if it's. Oh. No, it doesn't matter. I got both of them.
パンデモニウムソサエティの初期本宮千秋がシャーレに到着しましたよ。
Well, we're set for Gibrua,
ミレニアム
I
サイエン
believe.
ススクール所属。音瀬
Between
さん
those two, this is really funny because they dropped on the same original banner. Oh, and sparks. We like those.
説明や解説が必要。ようやく見つけました。もう逃がしませんか、あなた様。もう私のおそばから離れないでくださいね。ミレニアムサイエンススクール、ごきげんよう。あ、ご主人様と一緒に。あ、結局見つかっちまったな。
Wrong Neru.
こうなった以上
Oh
使
well,
うしかねえな。
it's closer to getting her maxed out. She's just UE40 right now for me. I think she was. I'm gonna pretend she was.
怪我をされた方はいらっしゃいます。
Lost
お
one.
会いできて嬉しいです。ゲヘナ学園給食、ゲヘナ学園給、ゲヘナ学園給
Do I hear four?
私
Combo breaker. Yeah, you see it.
実現委員会。別に協力するつもりは。自警団任務の延長ですね。広大広大。パンデモニウムソサエティの初期本宮千秋がシャーレに到着しましたよ。
I'm good with that, just because it gets a head start on ranking her up. Obviously, she'll need to be if she's the main DPS for Kibrua. Those are just.
ミレニアムサイエンススクール所属。音瀬小玉。
Oh,
先生の
Lost
声が
multi.
聞こえたのでここに来ました。
A hand of mineral.
ゲヘナ学園給食部
Plastic.
一人と言います。お腹が空いたらいつでも私に言ってくださいね。
ミレニアムサイエンススクールのミカモネル、ただいま参上したぜ。と、あ？この服？何かおかしいっていうのか？
Let's see. See, in a week we have the Camp Rerun banner that drops Camp Monkey, as well as Himari and Swimsuit Amy. So if any of you are missing Himari or Camp Hare, be nice to grab those. New Year Akari comes and New Year Huka come back in about a month and a half, a little under a month and a half. So if you don't have either of those, they can be handy, specifically Huka. After that, we have the dress rerun 2 months from now, a little over 2 months. Dressaru is handy to get if you don't have them. And then the next banner I'll be rolling on is about 2.5 months away with the Shupagaki twins. They're a little tongue-tied there. Nozomi and Hikari. So that's why it's nice to maintain the double spark. And then immediately after that, Hime Atsuko will be rated up. So it would be nice if I could get lucky and I could finally get her, because she's useful in quite a few places. No Mine raid ups either, but it is what it is. She'll come eventually. And then about another month after that, the band reruns. And I don't have either of those, so it's going to be a bit of a bugaboo trying to get all that. That should be okay. At worst case, I'd have to double spark the twins, pass up Atsuko, and then hope to get a little lucky on the band banner, because I'd likely, let's see. So a spark for every 2 months. I said it was 2.5 months for the twins. So that put me at 3 sparks. And then it's 2 weeks to the Atsuko banner. And then about a month from that to the band banner. I think that works out to 2 more sparks if Atsuko had to be skipped. Huh. But yeah, that's the plan. Really, the band Yoshimi and Kasa are really only useful on red sets and nowhere else. So it's not like it's gonna kill you to pass them up, because you can easily slot in. You can borrow Yoshimi, which is the most important one, and then slot in your own. Swimsuit Nonami, I believe it is. Where is she? Yeah, there she is. Oh, should probably upgrade that. Yes, Also, here, it's funny how none of these have spooked me yet. But yeah, Mine. Yeah, let's just see Mine and Otsuko. Really the most important two that I don't have at the moment. And it's not like they're used everywhere either. It just seems like they get more use than when I first started playing and had my first chances at them. They were suspected to, so unlucky. These two, Pajama Nora and Swimsuit Connor, can be handy as well, but I'm not too fussed about it. Yeah, so it's mostly just the two heal tanks. Oh, that's interesting. I don't have. Getting there. Well, I was a little closer to her being one of the available to claim ones. Right, came down here to check. Okay, so she's the single target red special. So she's the one. You're purple. Yeah, you're purple. So she's single target. Oh, and you're a striker too. Interesting. Wait, is she my first? She may be my first. What am I looking for? There we go. Yeah, I think she's my first actual single target Sonic, because it's AoE. Although she's so strong, she's practically single targeted as well. That's AoE. That's support, but also AoE. That's support. You're AoE too. Yeah. You're a sing. No, you're also AoE. As are you. They made way too bloody many. You're just a healer, so that was silly of me. So yeah, she's my first and only to this point single target Sonic dealer, at least until I think Nozomi from the twins is the DPS. Hikari is basically New Year Kayako, but purple instead of blue. So I feel like that should go a long way in explaining how important she is. As we'll get Rio leveled up.
そう期待しているのね任せなさい結果で証明するわ
Good stuff. Oh, should probably keep that checked. Okay, her skills, so she copies the EX card. It also costs one less. This stacks with things like this cost reduction actually stacks with. Oh, I'm going slowly. She's going to be way up here. Or the 90s. Watch me overlook because my eyes are closed. There we go. This actually stacks with Shiroko's swimsuits skill cost reduction. So theoretically you can have an EX skill cost of 0. It does not, however, stack with something like Seiya or Hui's reduction, because those are both from the EX skill. Their own, yeah. It's their EX skill that causes the reduction, so it would override. But the swimsuit Shiroko basic skill does it, so it's different sources. That's the way all buffs work in this game, by the way. Say you have 2 EX skills that increase a student's attack, well, they won't stack. Whichever the higher number will override, or whichever is used second will override. I forget exactly which one it is, if it's from the same source, but if it's from, like, say, sub-skill, where, oh, it increases ally attack, well, that's going to increase, and then the EX attack increase, they're going to stack. So if you can only max 3 of her skills, the enhanced skill is the least important, because it's only her own attack. Now, remember, your strikers do get a percentage of the special student stats added to theirs, so it is, this kind of thing is important, just less so. Let's see. Yeah, her maths are not bad. Well, these are a bit... they can be a bit sketchy. Good stuff. And incidentally, you get her to UE40, it's the typical, increases her buff retention. So basically this attack up would extend to like 24 seconds or something. I don't know. Maybe not even that much. Maybe like 22. But 20 is already. Let's see. You're on max, right? Himari is what I'm looking for. Because Arco doesn't get that particular. She was a snake, she would have bit me. So yeah, 13 seconds, and that's with the buff retention. So I think, let's see, I think they went from 11 to 13. So what is Arco's per base? 16 seconds, yeah. This is why when you're hyper buffing your DPS, you typically use Arco's EX first because it lasts longer than Himari's. If you've ever watched videos of people doing boss runs, then you've noticed them always using Arco's EX first. That's why. Generally, you would use Arco's and then say Miko's, and then you would quickly slap Himari's on it as soon as possible. So you miss his, so you buff the majority of the damage of her EX. And that both helps line things up quicker to where you'll get the DPS's EX skill back first, as opposed to having to go through Himari's again. And if you cycle quick enough, you can get a second EX skill off while still under the Himari buff. That's why getting her to UE 40 can be useful. It opens that window up for you for certain comps. Instantly. What about the striker versions of Himari and Arco? Yeah, 30 seconds. What's hers do? Just attack her. Fairly standard. And apropos that they're next to each other, 26 seconds. See, they have substantially more time on their buffs, so you don't have to worry about it as much. Kisaki though, 15 seconds. I do intend the UE40 event eventually. Alright. 3903. Really, I should have already done it, but is the last time we had the is it Chesed? The Chesed raid. I did this UE50 Cherry now. Because I couldn't because for some reason my borrow list did not have a single cherry now. See, normally I would have just borrowed a 5-star, a UE50 cherry note from there to do insane plus, but alas and alack, she was missing. Really, bang for your buck, it's better to upgrade the buffers when it comes to that sort of thing, since they're more versatile in the comps, because you're pretty much going to use her nearly every boss fight from now on. Whereas Sherry now is going to be used in Chesed, and that's it. So, silly me, but that's what happens when you immediately start playing and doing boss runs right out of bed before you woke up appropriately. You make stupid decisions. The reason I'm not doing it right now is because I'm hesitant, because I will likely need to UE50 Softski for Gebra. Hope I'm not getting that raid mixed up, and it is Gebra. I'm uncertain how much I'll have left over for that. Also, she has a scaling EX skill where you can let it intentionally cost more to further boost the damage. 35% per extra cost, that's big numbers. Just standard full DPS kit. That reminds me, where is she? There she is. Okay. Glad they at least partially fixed that. The initial bloody localizers, and then never even once. The initial localization, butchering, just slapped a random generic edgy name on this weapon instead of actually keeping the reference, which is Aya Lornen, the Honored One, which is what it was actually called, which actually fits with Makoto's pompous, self-aggrandizing character. So at least they partially fixed it. So it's at least a little more obvious that what it's referring to. For some reason, something about looking at those two reminded me of that. Check if they actually ever got around to fixing it. Hey, let's take somebody else's writing that and instead of translating it, which is my actual job, let's just butcher it and completely ruin any and all meaning and change characters. Because I think I'm hot shite and a better writer than all these randos. Just bloody arrogance and ignorance. Really annoys me. That's if there's not just other agendas, which is often the case as well. Bloody shameful. Anyway, before I go off on that tangent for about 4 hours minimum, I think we'll wrap it here. Not the best rolls, not the worst ones. Lots of unfortunately useless dupes, but we did get that's a lot of scrolling. We did get these two, which is quite nice. It preps me for an upcoming raid. I was going to have to probably take a lower difficulty on. Probably. Alright, while I'm down here, might as well star you up.
先生、この恩は絶対に忘れない。
She's an interesting one. She's a finisher, really, where her damage is not spectacular generally, but if the boss gets low enough, she can finish it in a shot, is the idea, but like I suppose she's a backup for the Gavrua raid, is what she's used for if you have to run multiple teams. Honestly, that's probably... I've watched like Torment Plus runs of Gavrua. Of course, that was a while ago, and I've slept since then. Not much, but a little. I'm pretty sure that is what she was used for. She was used as the finisher team, or the clean-up team, as it were. I don't know why they changed the font in the Steam version here. For certain things. Other things weren't touched. Huh. Somehow I'd never realized she had a bag accessory. Like these two are normal, but bag's unusual. Because she's certainly not a tank. Making her tankier even as a DPS is not the most remiss of things. Because, I mean, Miko's quite tanky. So she uses the patch. Hairpin. Yeah, hairpin's probably because the hat and watch are standard for your DPSs. But hairpin, I imagine, yeah. Another patch. Of course, she has so much bloody damage, it doesn't really matter. Hairpin. What do you have? Necklace. Wait a minute. She's going to be one LF off from UE40 after I finally get around to getting this month's set of from the Mastery ticket shop. Hairpin. Okay, I think we've made the point. Typically it's the hairpin as the second item. See, this is the... evasion. I was about to say, because I'm pretty sure... Yeah, she's an evasion tank. So, this. Yeah, look at that evasion. So why a bag and not? Because if you wanted to carry something out of, I suppose there's her bunny version, which, for the life of me, I can't remember the first thing about. So maybe it comes from that version of her. It's just a mystery. All she's missing out on though is what was it, 140 crit. Naturally, you have the bag. See, that one's obvious. Oh, that's the evasion patch. Fucking being trolled. 150 crit. Which... Wait, she's not level 90 yet, so looking at her stats would be worthless. But okay, it's sub-wasting time now. Rolls have been over for a while. Still prepping for the Digimon World 2 playthroughs. Hopefully that'll be coming soon. Trying to think. I don't believe there are any more. We already said it'd be about 2.5 months before I roll again in Blue Archive, and I don't believe there are any upcoming FGR banners. Well, I suppose the summer event for Summer Melusine on my main account. I'll be rolling the summer rerun banner, trying to get more Ibuki copies on my arts account, but probably won't stream that because it's not going to be all that many rolls, unfortunately. Buster has the Wangina World Tour for Cleopatra, but that may be after the Blue Archive rolls even. And I'm not decided how much I'm going to even roll for it in the first place, because there's still the Summer BB Schwartemann banner in December that I'm wanting to hit because I don't have a good single target Buster Archer yet. Which is also a problem for the quick account. But alright, I think that wraps it up, so I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.